Alright, this video we're going to take a look at a lot of Graflex photographic equipment that I'll have listed on eBay and show you what's working, what's not, or what I can figure out because I don't know this stuff very well. Here we've got the large format camera, a side lighting light, a reflector. This says synchronizer. There's a reflector and a really long cord. I'm not sure how all that works. I'll show it to you. And while it has a film back that is a single two-sided, this is a multiple where you can put 12 plates or cut sheets into. But let's go ahead and start with the camera. This is an RB Super D Graflex. RB stands for rotating back. And let me show you up close here. If you look, hopefully it'll, this their little chart there, it tells you based on some settings I'll show you, or you can find just by searching online for some YouTube videos. This will shoot anywhere from 1/30th of a second up to 1/1000th of a second, even though this is from probably, I'm guessing, the early 40s, early to mid 40s. Could be earlier than that though. It's pretty cool, amazing they could do that back then. Plus, this is an SLR, single lens reflex, which means when you look at it, you're actually looking through the lens and you'll know exactly what's going to show up on the film. Alright, speaking of the lens, to get to that, oh wait, before we do that, just want to show you the leather here has broken. So if you want to pick it up by the strap, you're going to have to get that replaced. So we just push this little silver button, that'll pop up, and you can see the camera lens inside. And the way this focuses, using a bellows, so like all the old cameras, you move the lens significantly to do it. And I'm going to close it for right now. This was known as a press camera because photographers for newspapers preferred this camera, because unlike most where it's designed to sit on a tripod, and by the way, this does have a place to screw in a tripod, it was actually meant to be a handheld so you could take pictures on the run and get good ones. So that's why it's got a real heavy duty metal handle. Over here, this low and high in the chart that corresponds with these letters A, B, C, and D to show you the different speeds. Well, those were accomplished. I don't know if you can see it. Let me bring it up close. Right now, there's an L for low. If I twist the knob, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It has a total of 10 clicks to get up to high. So each one, it basically adds tension to the shutter, and that adjusts the speed. And then the A, B, C, and D, that will be up here, and I forget what this piece is called, but I'll show you on the inside what it does. There's A, so if I'm at A high, that's going to be 1/60th of a second. Rotate it again, there's B, there's C. It's hard to do one-handed and holding it up to the camera. So now we're at D high, which is 1/1000th, high D. If I push this button up, each time I push it up, it reduces the tension down a little bit until it goes back down to nothing, to the low. Alright, now here is the back of the camera, and you'll notice it is set up, hang on, let me move this down. The film is in this plate on the back, and it's set up vertically, so it's for portraits, right? Well, I guess I need to show you the way you get to look into the camera is through this hood. Now, in the old days, they'd stand behind and go over their head. This more modern one, you held it at your waist and looked in the top at your subject. Of course, you'd have that open and then focus. But what if you didn't want to do portraits? Well, the RB in the RB Super D stands for rotating back. There is a button that you push, and is that the right button? I think it is. Let's see. It's hard to do this standing back here, not getting in front of the camera. I put it down. There we go. Rotate it till it clicks. Now it's a landscape format. Now this is a single. The film goes behind this black plate which blocks out the light, and then you take it out, you take your picture, put it back in, and then I believe these get flipped over. You have a second shot. This is for a single. If we undo those, obviously if you're working for a newspaper, you're going to want to have the ability to take more than 2 pictures without having to reload. So this back, that's from this little box. It even has the instruction booklet. It's called a plate magazine, and it tell you how to operate it. This thing is in just like mint condition. Little bit of yellowing. It's got cool pictures. Anyways, you'll be able to see all this on my still shots on eBay. By the way, if you're interested in this and you're tired of hearing me talk and you don't want to see all the features, just scroll down in the YouTube details. It'll tell you what to copy out and then paste into the eBay search engine to get you right to this. But to show you the way this works, let's see if I can remember. There we go, I released it. Not only is there an aperture setting on the lens, there's actually an aperture setting back here. There's the smallest aperture, that's for the 1/1000th. And I guess that's where I was. Let me see. That should have brought me all the way back. Well, I'll have to figure out how to get to that in a little bit. It was where I had it earlier. Oh, there we go. It's because was I not clicking it all the way? Yeah, that's it. Okay. All right. So there it is, open, and you can see that was the mirror. Let's see, are we still on camera? So that's fully open, and then there's a smaller aperture to let less light in, then another even smaller, and the tension again speeds it up as well. That one's even smaller, and then that's the 1/1000th when it's on that one. So let's see. As we click it down, it'll get more and more open. And there we go. We can see the lens. Let me get the front door open. Doing this without looking. There you can see the aperture. There we go. I opened it, closed, open. And let me check my lens here. Alright, there we go. So now you can see it's staying open. You can see how beautifully clean that lens is. Alright, so anyways, this would simply slide on, push that in, push the other one in on the bottom. That makes it secure. And then I'm not positive how this works. I have opened up the inside and seen that it has all 12 plates in there, and there's instructions that'll tell you how to use it. So I'm not going to go into that. If you want to watch how to use these, there's great videos on YouTube. I just want to get going so we can show you all the parts and pieces without spending an hour. That goes there, that goes there. All right, we're tight. Let's see. The shutter release is over here. That's right there. And there's that's what you look into. That's the ground glass, and it too is very clean. This was obviously gone through significantly. The way you you set the aperture with this little knob. You lift up and rotate it to where you want it to be, and then let me pull it. You should usually just start wide open. You'll notice there's a little lever there that went up to hold that. When I click the shutter, it releases. I let go, it goes back up. All right. So, very, very cool camera. By the way, the box itself is made of teak wood, and it's covered in Moroccan leather, which I believe most Moroccan leather, especially back then, was made from camel. So, very, very cool piece. Now, in this box, the box itself, I know people sell for $20, $30, $40 for an empty box. Super long cord. Haven't seen one of these on eBay. Don't know how long. Seems like it might be starting to get a little dry rotted on the edges, but considering this thing is what, 80 years old or more, I think it's in pretty darn good shape. This, you can adjust the height of the flash where you want it. Beautiful, clean, shiny. I don't see any rust or corrosion or dents or scratches. I see a couple of my fingerprints. This is used to secure it to the mount. I don't know if there's supposed to be something else in here. I'd think there would be, because it says a flash synchronizer, and I don't know if that's what the wire does or what, but obviously it's missing the flash part. But that's where this comes in, the side lighting unit. I think this is an upgrade. I'm not sure. I don't know what this does. I don't know what hooks into here. I know this, I guess a regular bulb could go in there. Or, because this has got a regular, what is that, a C7, C9? Screws in. And then there's a little light bulb there. And this, see this hole? Or is it that hole? Not sure. Oh, both of them. Huh. Okay. That connects here. And so I'm guessing I'm going to need to lower that to really be near the middle. And this can be mounted onto pretty much anything. I don't know if there's a way to mount it on the camera or not, but I just think it's a really cool piece. So let me unscrew it so we can put that back in there. I'm going to take this out. I don't know if this needs to be tightened up or not. It seems a little loose to me, but who knows? I know nothing about these. I would think after all this time it would be a little loose. Not going anywhere with that joke. In here is another reflector. This is a 7-inch. Again, another beautiful original Graflex box. Trying to open it without causing any damage. There we go. Because they're really in beautiful shape. This one, it's a little dirtier. Probably just needs to be polished up. Yeah, what I thought was a scratch, I just got most of that off my fingernail. So, yeah, it definitely needs to be cleaned. It's got the same mechanism are very similar for adjusting the height of the bulb depending on what type you use. Let's just stick that on top for now. And what was in this box is the plate magazine, and it does have all 12 plates. Oh, okay, so, and basically it'll shoot one and then somehow it flips it to the back and does the next, and you can get 12 shots instead of 2. Alright, so, whoa, did I just break that? I did. Look at that, darn it. Well, it was slipping out of my hand and I grabbed it by the wrong thing. So, I guess now there needs to be a leather repair or some glue. Put all that in there. This will all come together. It'll be set on auction now. I saw one sell fairly recently on eBay with the box. It hadn't been tested. There's no video. And had a flash with it without the that 12 plate magazine, without a second reflector, without a long cord, and it sold for $700 plus shipping. This one has a lot more to it. I think it's in better shape. I know this one is super clean inside and out. So the auction will probably start somewhere there. So this is not a giveaway and it's not for the faint of heart, but it is amazing. And on eBay, it's one of the only places where you never pay to bid. Bids are absolutely free. You never pay a buyer's premium. The high bid is all you pay unless your state requires eBay to collect sales tax, and that's between your state and eBay. Otherwise, it's simply the high bid gets it. It's a beautiful set. If you have questions, message me on eBay. That's the only place I take questions. That's the only place you can get this, and I don't end the auctions early. So again, scroll down in the YouTube details so that you can see what to copy out and get to the auction for this beautiful Graflex RB Super D large format camera. I don't know if it's a 4x5 or a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. I gotta get that back under there. There's a little switch I just pulled it out of, but it works fine either way. I think the difference may be, I don't know, I'm not a photographer. This one says 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. I don't know if it's interchangeable and you can put a 4x5 on there, or if that's a different box. I have no clue. Hopefully you know. So, pretty much told you everything I know. If there's something specific you want me to check or test, please be specific on how I am to do that, and I will take care of it for you and post the info for everyone. So until then, this is Al, aka 4luvOfDeals. I thank you for watching.